welcome to another firearms and safety YouTube channel. This is part of the purpose-built series that I've been making just to help get people more in line with how they should be thinking about what parts they like for their guns. Because everybody asks, what's the best, what's the best, what's the best? It's not about that. It's what's the best for you, your budget, and whatever you got going on. So with this being said, I call this the Abomination. This is my EDC. I got a mag in here, clear this on back. I've got about 4,500 rounds through this. Not through this barrel though. This is a threaded barrel. I haven't always done the threaded barrels because when I bought this gun, I was in an unfree state. That's also the purpose for this blue tape, is to let you know, or let myself know, free mag, unfree mag, and that's, kind of a thing for me. I know you're looking at this, and I will explain, so allow me to get there. But first things first, I need to tell you something about one of my favorite pistol suppressors. It's not my favorite because of sound suppression. It's not actually my favorite, but I would say it's not one of my favorites due to suppression. It's not one of my favorites due to anything in regards to performance. The back pressure, it's not good. I mean, it's okay. It shoots stuff back at you even with this number of baffles. There are 2 additional ones that I took off just to balance the sound and the back pressure. The sound performance is not great. It's, it's, I didn't enjoy it, right? It's not gonna, I wouldn't shoot it with ears off, but one of the things that, and I know it sounds like it's not a ringing endorsement, but the thing is that this is going to be interesting because basically, and yes, I did spray paint this myself, so you can blame me for, the mess ups or whatever, but what I like about it is these ridges, right? This is a titanium suppressor, and the reason why I have this particular suppressor is because I needed something that worked with SIG. I had a problem with my MCX using other, my MCX Rattler using other suppressors, and I wanted to do something that was just kind of designed together, right? So I mentioned I heard the MPX was solid with this, but I also was told by SIG that it's not, this is not designed for the MPX, but I did think that this would be a cool little spy setup, if you will, running real short mags. I could run a short, a couple baffles if I wanted to. And again, I've never had a failure with this suppressor stock with the stock spring in there. But one of the things the thing that I love most about this in particular is that it cools off quickly because of this design. And I don't know why more suppressor companies don't do this, but they really need to do a design like this because it allows the suppressor to cool off much, much faster, and that allows you to continue shooting. Now, that is something that I really appreciate. It's mainly because it cools off in half the time as some of my thinner suppressors, like even the race car stuff, like the cat suppressors. So this cools off in half the time, and it allows me to do plenty of shooting. I really enjoy that about this, and that's the thing. When you're shooting suppressed pistols, you want to shoot them more and more, and this allows me to do so. I really am enjoying this. I've got over 1,000 rounds just through this suppressor, and in this setup, I keep this setup exclusive. Yeah, regarding the piston and all that other stuff, it just threaded right onto the True Precision barrel, and never cleaned it. I probably should, and it really does get, it does get filthy because you're shooting subsonic 147, 147 subsonic, 9mm. Now, moving on, I have the the Surefire XSC. I think what happened is I have no idea what happened personally. I just know I was shooting it and the battery just fell right out. I did drop this maybe like a week before that happened, but I had shot in between then. But yeah, pretty much something with this just came out like that right there. And it just came out and it wouldn't allow the battery to slide in. And then this is gone. So I went to go warranty the this flashlight with Surefire, and obviously you're paying Surefire bucks, you want a good nice Surefire warranty. And they said that they'll RMA it in like 5 to 7 weeks, and basically I would have to send this back, and then they would send me one. And personally, I just I don't like that, considering I paid like 320 bucks for this thing, and not just that, but I'm using the proprietary batteries. um, and that really has nothing to do with why I don't like the whole RMA process. But one of the biggest reasons is that this is my everyday carry. This goes with me everywhere I go. And so for me not to have a light on my gun, I mean, and it fits all my holsters, they should ship me a new one, and then maybe take my card, right? Ship me a new one. I send this back, and then they, and if they don't ever get this back, they charge my card. That way, I'm not inconvenienced. I could have a new one within 2 days. This is life-saving equipment here, so I really don't appreciate downtime, and I think people really underestimate downtime. So I don't want to step on or get on a soapbox about this, but having any downtime is unacceptable. That's not what you purchased. You purchased these things to have them, and to have them in working order. So I don't think that it's wrong to hold companies to a higher standard, especially when it comes to life-saving equipment. Now, moving on, the True Precision barrel. This has been a dream. I've really read a lot on the True Precision stuff. And the only complaint I have is that maybe the threads are a little sharp. So threading on suppressors sometimes it could feel a little weird. Although it's accurate as hell. Yeah, I haven't tried too many other P365 barrels, but damn, this stuff is accurate. I mean, it doesn't leave, there's not much more than I want. I mean, I could shoot 200 yards with this barrel and pretty consistently, which is really, really nice. 200 yards with subsonics. I have actually a video of this. I'll probably insert this maybe right about now. 147 Lawman, about 200 yards. First time ever. So that's the barrel, and I love this barrel, love this color. Again, this is probably 1,000 rounds. It's not even super like worn in. There's no marks here, which is really nice. 1,000 rounds because it was suppressed and combined with this. Now, moving forward, this is the Gray Guns trigger, and the Gray Guns trigger, it's the adjustable one. I like it, but the problem is that it's still a little too forward for me. Sometimes I'll wear gloves in the winter, and that just forward angle doesn't allow me to get a finger in there. At the time, they didn't make the M Carbo triggers, but what I do have in here that really changed the game is the M Carbo trigger springs. That right there was a really, really big upgrade. It pretty much was, I could not stand the trigger in these. The amount of take up, all that other stuff going on, I really hated it. And so with that being said, let me take out that mag. Obviously, we're gonna check. Once again, looking good. All right, and I could just show you how that rolls. So that take up, I'm not too big of a fan of, but for an everyday carry gun, I'll be okay with it. But the safety's on. And thus why a lot of people don't have a safety. But this was one of my first guns that I was carrying a lot, so I wanted a safety. But now I know well enough to delete the safety. It is a training thing, though. If you're into it, make sure that you go ahead and do that. But either way, just a small example. Here you got the take up, about that 90 degree. Listen to this break. Nice, pretty smooth. And now the reset, one of my favorite parts. Perfect. Yeah. So I like this trigger. It's a great carry trigger. It works, it's accurate, but I would go with the M Carbo if it were up to me and I were doing this again. So that being said, moving on, we have the RMR CC I don't know if you can see the dot there, but this keeps it really small. And the only thing that I don't, that I have against this, and the reason why I'm using it, is mainly because I'm using it for concealed carry, so I need it to be small. Also, the reason why I'm using the flashlight, that's the purpose of why I'm using the flashlight, all concealed carry. If you put this right here, I have a photo of the unsuppressed pistol next to a Apple TV remote, and they're very similar in size. I do have other photos of this gun with other suppressors, and it keeps the package small. So you have everything that you need in a very small, arguably Jim Shorts package. So I really do like that. This is extremely reliable. The battery lasts a long time. I did drop this gun. So I dropped this gun once. I dropped it right about here, and it survived. It didn't shoot me. It's kind of scary because it was pointing back at me, and when it fell. But yeah, this thing has been a real champ. The buttons get a little lame, as in they're not, there's not like clicky or nice indents, like you can't really press it or feel it, but I think it's designed that way. But they are big. You don't have to adjust anything. The battery lasts forever. But yeah, I would say the last thing would be these grips, which you could barely see. Yeah, I've worn through them. These are the, I want to say, oh man, what's the name? Talon grips. I want to say there should be the T on there if it's part of the Talon grip. Yeah, well, maybe they're not on these, but this was like the newer kind that came out with, or the newer grip texture that they came out with. It's multicolor, but it's not about the color, it's about the texture. It's a little rubberized. It's like halfway between the rubberized one and the whole, I would say, grip or like skate tape kind of thing. So it's not like, it's not overly harsh, but it definitely gets the job done. And I don't carry any sights on, or any sights on this, mainly because I've just never felt the need to. I could if I wanted to. The RMR has been very dependable. The battery life is great, and I also keep an eye on it. So I replace this every year, once a year. And the cool thing is that even though it still has to be unscrewed from the bottom and replaced from the bottom, is that it maintains 0. So that's really cool, and I definitely appreciate that. And with that being said, I appreciate you tuning in and learning the purpose of my EDC. And I hope when you go ahead and make your decisions, you understand the purpose behind everything that you make or put on there, X, Y, and Z. And really the only way you're going to do that is not so much through reading, but through experience. So get out there, try it, and I wish you a good day. Thank you.